The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those that speak it. George Orwell.
Welcome to the year 2030. Welcome to my city, or should I say, our city. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any furniture. It might seem odd to you, but it makes perfect sense for us in this city. Everything you considered a product has now become a service. We have access to transportation, accommodations, food, and all the things we need in our daily lives. One by one, all these things became free, so it ended up not making sense for us to own much. First, communication became digitized and free to everyone. Then, when clean energy became free, things started to move quickly. Transportation dropped dramatically in price. It made no sense for us to own cars anymore because we could call a driverless vehicle within minutes. We started transporting ourselves in a much more organized and coordinated way when public transport became easier, quicker, and more convenient than the car. Now I can hardly believe that we accepted congestion and traffic jams, not to mention the air pollution from combustion engines. What were we thinking? Sometimes I use my bike when I go to see some of my friends. I enjoy the exercise and the ride. It kind of gets the soul to come along on the journey. It is funny how some things never seem to lose their excitement: walking, biking, cooking, drawing, and growing plants. It makes perfect sense and reminds us of how our culture emerged out of a close relationship with nature. In our city, we don't pay any rent because someone else is using our free space whenever we do not need it. My living room is used for business meetings when I am not there. Once in a while, I will choose to cook for myself. It is easy. The necessary kitchen equipment is delivered to my door within minutes. Since transport became free, we stopped having all those things stuffed into our homes. Why keep a pasta maker and a crepe cooker crammed into our cupboards? We can just order them when we need them. This also made the breakthrough of the circular economy easier. When products are turned into services, no one has an interest in things with a short lifespan. Everything is designed for durability, repairability, and recyclability. The materials are flowing more quickly in our economy and can be transformed into new products pretty easily. Environmental problems seem far away since we only use clean energy and clean production methods. The air is clean, the water is clean, and nobody would dare to touch the protected areas of nature because they constitute such value to our well-being. In the cities, we have plenty of green space and plants and trees all over. I still do not understand why in the past we filled all free spots in the city with concrete. Shopping? I can't really remember what that is. For most of us, it has been turned into choosing things to use. Sometimes I find this fun, and sometimes I just want the algorithm to do it for me. It knows my taste better than I do by now. When AI and robots took over so much of our work, we suddenly had time to eat well, sleep well, and spend time with other people. The concept of rush hour makes no sense anymore, since the work that we do can be done at any time. I don't really know if I would call it work anymore. It is more like thinking time, creation time, and development time. For a while, everything was turned into entertainment and people did not want to bother themselves with difficult issues. It was only at the last minute that we found out how to use all these new technologies for better purposes than just killing time. My biggest concern is all the people who do not live in our city. Those we lost on the way. Those who decided that it became too much, all this technology. Those who felt obsolete and useless when robots and AI took over big parts of our jobs. Those who got upset with the political system and turned against it. They lived different kinds of lives outside of the city. Some have formed little self-supplying communities. Others just stayed in empty and abandoned houses in small 19th century villages. Once in a while, I get annoyed about the fact that I have no real privacy. No where I can go and not be registered. I know that, somewhere, everything I do, think and dream of is recorded. I just hope that nobody will use it against me. All in all, it is a good life. Much better than the path we were on, where it became so clear that we could not continue with the same model of growth. We had all these terrible things happening. Lifestyle diseases, climate change, the refugee crisis, environmental degradation, completely congested cities, water pollution, air pollution, social unrest, and unemployment. We lost way too many people before we realized that we could do things differently.
The World Economic Forum and other groups have been urging the world closer and closer to this future. Here is a video of their predictions by the year 2030. Some of the predictions are definitely in the current works, while others seem to be very far-fetched. People will be pushed into the smart cities that operate on AI, 5G, and the eventual 6G, and no business. The government will control every aspect of your life. Even though there is a major push for clean energy, this will not be the total future. I am all for clean energy, but it takes dirty energy to make these solar panels, windmills, hydroelectric, etc. Plus, the major oil and fossil fuel companies and funds will not be going away. The people are being placed into communal living so that they have to share living spaces together. These are college dormitories juiced to the gills with no freedoms and no possessions. The government provides all your needs, and you are just supposed to be this mindless vegetable that is compliant as all get out. I am in favor of products having longevity and durability. The American philosophy of built-in obsolescence is ridiculous. But the context of this future world of 2030, regardless of what the story implies, if there is no need to work and be hypnotized into this communal steroidal city, then the people will just become hamsters in a small cage. You get your food, water, shared clothing, and other shared necessities provided by the government working with the megacorporations and firms to enforce the communal society of happily working while not owning anything. Again, I am all for all clean energy, and no polluted and modified foods and waters. But that will never occur in this new world of 2030. This is essentially 6G. The individual becomes the computer, a controlled cyborg. It is also the highly invasive social credit scores coming down the pike. Frankly, I tend to believe these days that America will not be around in 2030, or at least formally and politically known as the United States. I do believe America's collapse is coming rapidly, but I could not tell you when. The government could attempt to keep this shell game going, and then allow the market bubbles to grow even larger than the mega bubbles they are now. But that can only be sustained for so long before a major market correction takes place and hyperinflation accelerates.